Welcome everyone. I know there's a lot more new people on this call, so I'll reintroduce myself. I'm one of the co-founders of Powerloom. Prateek is our head of marketing, and he manages all of those announcements that you see and many other things behind the scenes. In the audience, we have some team members as well. Akshay, who's one of our lead engineers, he's managing the chat for now, but he will sort of respond to few questions. Akshay, the best thing is you can sort of compile the questions for me at the end, whatever you see, and I think I can just go by them one by one. Maybe you can put a tag on it, and then I'll just scroll through. There's also one of our new members who you guys might have seen on our Discord member list on the right side when it shows up. Shantanu, he'll be leading the developer relations. I know our developer community is rather new on this Discord, but we'll be opening up a few channels around that. So excited to have you on board, Shantanu. If you want to come on stage, we can maybe get you in for like 30 seconds. Send him an invite. Okay, he's there.
Hello. Can you guys hear me?
We can.
Hello. Hi, Harry. Hi, everyone. Good evening, good morning from India. So, hi, my name is Shantanu. I will be a part of the DevRel team here. And any developer-related questions, any queries, you can, down the line, you can throw at me. I'll be happy to assist. And I go by the name the Coder Panda on Discord. So, feel free to DM me if you have any questions. So, yeah, super excited.
Awesome. Thank you, Shantanu. I'll put you back to the audience. Okay. All right. Good to go. So, yeah, I think let's address the very first thing. We are excited to get phase 2 on the way. I know some of you have been waiting since a very long time since we announced phase 1. It was limited to 100 slots for snapshotters, and we had over 4,500 applicants. I think we almost had 5,000 at the end before we announced phase 2. And to give you guys an idea, it's been 36 hours since we announced phase 2, and we have not only doubled, we actually have more people in the phase 2 thing, which is understandable. There's obviously more slots. We're going to have to figure out how to give you guys equal opportunity. We're not going to close applications, so don't worry about that, since we've already shot past the goal that we had in mind. Maybe I'll start with phase 1. Oh, there we go. Anumit's joined as well. I'll start with phase 1. And with phase 1, our goal was mostly towards snapshotters. So in Powerloom protocol, and hope you guys had some time to sort of look at what the protocol does. We have a lot of our code is open source. I would say 90% of it is open source. We have dashboards as well for our network. When you go to powerloom.network, it actually points to the live dashboard of the testnet that is going on, the incentivized testnet. And thanks to all the testnet snapshotters, you can see them all in yellow. So I'm just going to quickly name a few of them. There's Mike, Wish Me Luck. I like that username. Gorbako. There's a few more. Sorry, I missed you guys. Samvel, Silai. There was also Davin. Hard to pronounce that one, but the first question. So all of you guys are responsible. Oh, there we go. No, Vime is also here. So all of you guys are responsible for all of that data that is being snapshotted. That's all happening. Anyone can see that when you go to powerloom.network. So that's super awesome. And we've been working really hard to add more snapshotters. So they might be difficult for people in the general channel to understand what's going on. The reason that we had to keep that private is because it gets very overwhelming when you're not technical, right? To understand what are these questions. So those channels are private to our snapshotters, but don't worry about it. Eventually, one day we will, open these things up. So it's not like a concern. This is purely because of the incentivized testnet going on right now. We do have to follow some procedure to not. It's already chaotic enough sometimes. I think somebody managed to get through our automod as soon as I woke up, and I saw like a random airdrop based link please just never ever click such links. They actually went through a lot of tries. I was going through our logs. So they got blocked 15 times. And I don't know why the Discord system still let them post again, but it is what it is. People will always find us exploits. This is why we have such rules, and you guys might wonder why sometimes crack down on even the basic spam is for this reason, because we want to make sure the bad guys get caught. So we have other channels. We have random. We also have a GMGN. If you like to spam that, you're welcome to spam as much as you want in that channel. That channel has no restrictions apart from those two words. I think. Those two words you can spam as much. Obviously, you want to keep conversations to Powerloom specific conversations always happen on general, right? Just wanted to clarify that. And any off topic, or you have like, you want to ask the community something, you can always ask on random, right? Like, don't worry about it. We have slightly less restrictions in that channel. There's always introductions as well. It is getting busier. I think I'll give you guys a count of our so members. We are almost at 8,000, but our applications are actually well beyond 10,000, because I think not everybody joins Discord after submitting the form, which is very evident. So yeah, it's been exciting. Phase one has been going well, and now let me clarify a few things. So phase one has not ended per se. What we have done is we have closed all registrations for phase one. So what that means is you cannot apply to become a snapshotter anymore. So if you have filled the form before we started phase two, so there was about 4,500, 5,000 people, all of you still have a chance to become a snapshotter. We haven't closed that. We're still inviting folks. We're waiting on one fix. You might be wondering why we didn't make an announcement in a week of adding new snapshotters. So Anumit, Akshay, the core engineering team has been working really hard to resolve something, and I think the testnet snapshotters can attest to this. So that's been solved. I think over the weekend, we've been testing about it right now. And Anumit, I think you can give me a thumbs up that if it's all good to go, then we can. Yep, awesome, thanks. We can. I like his background. I got distracted for a bit. I think it's one of those Discord backgrounds. And if that's good to go, we'll be inviting more snapshotters right after this call. Same procedure, but I think since there'll be confusion, I think Prateek will just send out one more message just to clarify. If you see a snapshotter role, which means you've been invited, check your email. If you haven't, unfortunately, do remember there were only 100 slots for it. And this only applies to people who had filled up before. So we're still going through a list of folks. So we'll continue inviting, right? So that's the goal, and we'll keep adding more folks. There are some people dropping off due to KYC or inactivity. So we'll be getting a bit more stricter with our testnet snapshotters too, but we'll talk to you guys in your channel about it. Now that the issues are resolved, we want to make sure the data is being snapshotted. Okay. And I can see some questions about how to be in the 100. Right now, if you have just joined and you had not filled the form, there's no more opportunities to register for phase one, unfortunately. But don't worry about it, right? That's why we've been working on phase two. And unless there's any more phase one questions, I will move on to phase two. So I know I was going to do Q&A at the end, but I just thought, let me address these before. Phase one is not terminated. I already talked about that. Okay, cool. I have filled the form but didn't get any response. Yes. So again, I'm going to clarify one final time, and Prateek will again write this in the message when we send out invites. Phase one, when you fill a form, you get a confirmation from Google, which is for the form that you filled. That's essentially confirming that you filled all the information correctly, and especially your email. We saw like a few folks, right? Like they always wrote wrong emails. We can't do anything about that because there's no way to reach out to you if you fill the wrong data, right? That might go to spam as well, even though it's Google. So we can't help it. This is just unfortunately how emails work, right? Next. We never reach out to you if you have not been selected, because that means we have to spam 5,000 people every time saying you were not selected this week, you were not selected this week. So instead, we only email people who have been selected. And to add another check, what we do is we give you this role on your Discord, and that puts your profile, I believe, in a slightly different color, or may not be. I think we used to do that. We sort of changed it. Because OGs have a slightly different color too. And I'll address the OG part as well. I just realized I was going to talk about that. So you get a snapshot of role on your Discord, right? And then you'll see a few channels and you'll get instructions. So if you have it, then it's good. If you don't have it, unfortunately, you do have to wait, right? And if you're filling in the form right now, that is purely for phase two. Okay. All right. I think since that's been clarified, let's get to the OGs part of it because we are getting a lot of spam, unfortunately, on our channels. And I think today there was definitely few. I didn't go and clear all these messages because now it'll be blocked. If you start spamming roll in our general, it's not going to work because that doesn't give you the role. Maybe somebody told you about this OG program that you have to do something. None of that applies right now anyway. So OG program was something that you need to look into our announcements. This is why we always say Discord announcements channel that we have is where you have all the information about what's going on, right? It's even better than looking at the emails because at least we have the information is confirmed. You can always check in. If you don't have your notifications on, that's also okay, right? Because you can always go back and check into announcements whenever you want. We only post important stuff there, right? So it's not like general messages, which is why it's super crucial. There's also ways where you can just turn on notifications for announcements, right? You can right click, I believe, and you can just say, I can see here notification settings, all messages. So if you do that, then you will get notified for all of those. There's also, I believe, an unread count and all those things, which will help you to know if there's something new, right? So please always look for announcements. And if you do have your Discord notifications completely turned off, I understand. There's so many servers. We also have a lot of trouble working with that. Then just once in a day, just come and check our announcements channel, right? That's about it. All right. So for OGs, that information is there. It was a special campaign that we ran for our phase one folks before our first community call. And these were our early supporters. I think there were about maybe 3,000 people who were eligible for it. And we were able to, I believe, send out this campaign, which is on this platform called Merkle, and which is going to be important because we are now going to be using them again. But on Merkle, you could essentially mint this NFT, and it was a soulbound NFT. And using that soulbound NFT, you could, get a role. You have a special channel, and which is why you see a few folks with slightly different color on the usernames, right? So that's why they are OGs. It doesn't mean just because you have OG, you only they will get let's say access to phase two or none of those things, right? That's not the plan. The plan was just to reward them for that, and there was no other incentive added to the testnet OGs apart from the NFT that we gave out. Okay, all right. So just wanted to clarify that you cannot get the OG anymore. Sorry about that. It's too late. As a matter of fact, there were a lot of people who didn't get OG even during phase one. So I think there's far more people waiting. If we hand it out to everyone, then there's no OGs. So in the end, if you want to be a community member, just be active. There will always be opportunities. We are working on it, and I think don't bug Pratik, but he will make sure that you guys will have something new coming in phase two as well. Okay. All right. Since that's been addressed, I will get to phase two. And when I opened the application count in the morning, it had jumped up so much. We have crossed over 10,500 now since I have joined the call. Insane. That is so cool. I wish there was an emoji thing. Is there no reactions in this thing? Oh, that's sad.
Yeah, that's why.
I know. That is so sad. Okay, no worries. It is what it is. I was like, Zoom does a better job at this than Discord. But we wanted to do the call on Discord this time. It's also engages everybody here. We have a nice chat channel. Oh, so for those who are listening, there's a small chat feature on the community stage. If you don't see it, you have to click on it's a very small, like a chat window. If it hasn't automatically opened for you, we keep it open during these calls. We close them because otherwise people use this as a way to spam messages. So use this as much as you want. Okay. And yep. And again, this person is asked how to fill the form but didn't get response. So you again, phase two, same thing. But let me first start with what's going on. So we've been working on like the plan was, how do we get all our community members involved, right? So what a lot of people did not realize, even during phase one, you'll be surprised. Running nodes is not an easy task, and I think our testnet snapshotters can attest to it. We put them through a simulation, and then we are actually running a completely different version right now. But if you all had to go through that simulation test, trust me, 90% of you wouldn't be able to run the node, right? And our goal is, of course, that anyone should be able to do it, but it's also what has to be realistic, right? And we don't want you to be spending your money, and that's super important for us, right? We want to make sure that you can actually contribute to the network with least effort, and get rewarded for it. At least that's our goal of incentivized testnet. As we go to mainnet, things will obviously change. And for phase two, what we started thinking is that, can we do things which is still part of the protocol? Now, you might have already seen other testnets. They give you a lot of these marketing tasks, and they're mostly off-chain, right? You click on a bunch of links, you visit a page every day, all good. I'm not going to be a judge of what others have to do. But for us, it just really hasn't made sense, right? Like that, how does that help Powerloom? And that's super important. So if you spend some time on understanding how Powerloom works, it's all about snapshotting on-chain data, right? So if you're not able to contribute to it, then what's the point, right? So it has to be on-chain. So what we came up with is these on-chain tasks. Now, obviously, we haven't revealed them all yet. So maybe I'll do a little bit of a quiz. Let's see how many of you have been reading that CoinList page really carefully. Okay, what are the three example activities that you might be doing in phase two? Let's see how many of you read that before clicking apply. I know a lot of people just skim through it and just jump through. Okay, let's see. I will just hand out brownie points. I don't have anything to give away today. Sorry. Okay, first answer is already here. zkEVM bridging. Awesome. Quickswap liquidity. Awesome. Two. There's a third one. Well, the Quickswap has multiple activities, but there's a third one. What's the third one? Quick. Bridge. No, he's already answered. It's the one. It's a four-letter word. The name of the protocol. It's four-letter word, but we haven't named them. So okay, let me just give it out. What does safe do? If you guys have used safes, what does it do? Have you guys heard of multi something? No? Okay, no worries. I think we'll have to move on. Okay, so the first activity is about bridging. And there'll be many. So these are just examples, right? So on CoinList, we wanted to give you guys an idea what is phase two going to be about, right? So there will be on-chain tasks, and it's not about just, oh, I'm going to go mint this NFT on this L2 and it'll work like that. No, right? So we started thinking about what are the things you can do that is actually what you do on a daily basis with or without Powerloom. But the advantage of doing with these certain partners is that we can then judge you based off those activities and give points for that, right? And we'll be revealing all these information on another call. Today's call is not about task reveal or quest reveal. We'll be doing that a little later down the line. And in terms of the three examples that we had given, one was this concept of bridging, because you bridge this ETH from either an L2 or from Ethereum, which is the native way of doing it, to zkEVM. And on that note, I think, first of all, you guys should be super excited. We had Polygon partnering up officially with us for doing this. And they're one of our bigger partners. And what was the next task after that? It was about swapping assets or providing LP positions. So we announced another partner yesterday. If you guys check the announcement, this is why I said announcements is the best channel. What was that one? I think somebody's already kind of answered it. So, okay. So we announced the partnership with Quickswap, and there's few more that are getting revealed. I don't know if Prateek will drop a hint in chat, or he's going to let it be announced later today. When's the next one, Prateek? Are we announcing in 12 hours?
It's happening, yeah, exactly 12 hours from now.
12 hours. Okay. So we're going to announce another one. Awesome. So, and you might have noticed that we went with Polygon zkEVM. There was another reason for that, right? Because you guys have already used the Polygon POS for minting our NFTs. Of course, you didn't have to do anything. It was all done in our background. So we wanted to look at new scalable technologies. And personally, we have also been using Polygon technologies initially as SuperNet and now as CDK. So that's why we wanted to use something that's already out there. And zkEVM is a new chain, but it is definitely a much more secure and I would say engineering wise, probably Anumit can sort of attest to it on a technical call on why is it different from so many other side chains and L2s. So yeah, that was our big thing. There's a question about a collaboration OPBNB. We might. We've given a hint there in our illustration that we might be working with other L2s as well. So that'll happen as the phase 2 sort of progresses. So all right. There's a question about running Polygon nodes. No. Now, at the moment, nobody's running nodes in phase 2. Again, clarification. And you are a snapshotter. You should be reading our snapshotter channel. I've made it very clear what's happening there. Don't worry about it. Don't confuse the people here. They'll start thinking you have to run a Polygon archive node. No, of course not. First of all, that is Polygon POS, which is completely different. zkEVM is not such a heavy node, but right now nobody's running nodes. You're all going to be doing on-chain activities. And for that, we have gone back to our partners who helped us with Testnet OG. So Merkle. So on Merkle, if you guys have probably already used it for different things. So Shapeshift, Polygon, and many other people sort of use Tenet. I think they use Merkle to do these tasks, right? Now, most of these tasks are, they give you XP for doing very basic things as well, like tweeting and all those things. But there's also on-chain ones, right? So I would highly recommend, if you want to get an idea, you can look at these platforms, what might be in store, and we will go through all of this on another call. Don't worry about it, right? When we open up our phase 2, all of these quests will be revealed. We will maybe even do a proper walkthrough. I think maybe Shantanu can do that one as our first DevRel video in some sense. And we could also do it live, right? Like we can maybe try to do that live as well on a live stream. So we'll get to that. Don't worry about it, right? So all of this will be in due time. You'll know what's going on. Okay. I see a comment. Let's show the Polygon was the main snapshot. Don't worry. This is phase 2 is less about snapshotting because it's more about individuals to be able to do these tasks, these quests, sorry. And for snapshotters, we have something in store, how you can probably take part in phase 2 as a snapshotter, but we'll talk about it in due time. All right. So some important things here, right? So please do understand there's already about 5,000-6,000 people. And from phase 1, if we include, we have crossed over 10,500 people, right? So we only have 500 slots again. Sorry, 5,000 slots this time versus 100. And we have still gone and crossed that in less than a time. But everyone will get a shot. This time, this is not about us selecting. The only thing that will happen is that we are going to be releasing it in waves purely because to make sure that the platform doesn't go down. And do understand these are on-chain tasks. So if 10,000 of you try to do bridge on-chain on Ethereum or any chain for right now, you know what happens, right? It's not going to work. So we want to make sure that we start with a group of folks. So here, what we're going to do is we're going to start with some of our existing phase 1 members and who have already been waiting because they're in the registration queue. And I think I just wanted to clarify that if you guys might have already noticed, those who register for phase 1, you will not able to register again because it's actually just the same form, right? We've just removed that one field because everything else is pretty much what we needed. The idea was that you don't need to register twice, right? So if you did manage to register twice, we'll just ignore the second entry. You'll get it at the first one. Don't worry about it. As long as we have your email and all the other information that we asked, so one important date, right? I think we have shared it on CoinList, but I believe that was not very clear, or clearly not everybody was reading every sentence. So that does happen. Don't worry about it. So October 13th is when we open up phase 2 to registrations, and it'll be first come, first serve. So it'll not be done open to everyone on day 1, but it'll open up in waves. And as long as you have registered, you don't have to worry about it. You will get your chance, right? There's no question of selection process that we had for snapshotters. We're just going step by step. So there will be are phase 1 registrations who have been waiting. So people who are already there, you're automatically in phase 2. So you'll get the first shot. And then all the people who have been registering in the last 24 hours, you'll get your shot one by one. All of this information, I think Prateek and I will be sharing this on announcement channel. Right now, our focus till the 13th is to talk about the partners who we are working with. So we've already started with Polygon. We've now done with Merkle as well. We're doing with QuickSwap, and you'll see all the other ones who are going to come in as well in the next few days. And we'll be adding them throughout phase 2. So the idea is that when these quests are also revealed on 13th, one of the goals that we have in mind is that we will continue adding tasks, but there will not be any time-bound task, right? So it's not going to be unfair to people who got the first shot at doing quests. They will not have any special advantage over it, right? And I think we wrote about this at the end, that there will be a final window. This is like a 2-week reminder. At that 2-week reminder, we will finalize all the quests. So any new ones that have to be added will get added that day. And then we will open up to pretty much everyone. No more new registrations will be allowed. And that's it. From there on, you have 2 weeks to finish all the tasks, get as much XP. Again, all of those details will show you guys on a call on how it works. If you're curious, you can look at other platforms like Merkle on how they have done it with some other folks. But yeah, at the moment, you don't have to do anything. So highly recommend you do not bridge ETH to zkEVM or do some QuickSwap activities. None of those will count. It only counts once you start the quest with us, right? So this is super, super important. Okay. I hope I was able to address most of the things. Actually, KYC, yes. I had a note here. Why is it not written? Yes, KYC. So I think this came up a few times. Now, unfortunately, it's going to be tricky because we use CoinList, and they do have restricted jurisdictions. We did our best effort that to give you guys an idea. Prateek and me are currently based in a jurisdiction where we cannot apply. So we ourselves cannot apply. But Anumit, Shantanu, Akshay can apply from the jurisdictions they are. And it sucks, I know, because you want to open up the platform to all, but we had to be compliant with their legal, and they have certain rules, and we understand why it exists because of it's mostly due to uncertainty on wherever we have regulatory clarity with certain countries. We have clearly opened it up for them, right? So there's never an issue there. And wherever some countries, like I think recently we had South Korea or somebody who said we cannot. So that definitely made it harder for us. But yes, Powerloom as a protocol, once it's fully decentralized, it will not matter because there will not be all these people on the call deciding who gets to join in. Anyone can join the network, right? But until then, because we are running an incentivized testnet through CoinList, we do have to follow their laws, right? So what we will do is when you get accepted, we will give this link, and using that link, you can go and check if your country is supported before you start doing quests, right? We're going to do this reminder one more time when we release the quest as well. But that's what I wanted to clarify, right? So if that's the case, we will make sure that, if you don't want to do the quest, you can check. By the way, it doesn't cost you anything to do the KYC. As a matter of fact, we are actually paying behind the scenes for everyone's. And if you already have a CoinList account which is KYC verified, then I think you are good to go. When you click that link, it'll just ask you a few questions, and then that's it. You won't have to resubmit your information and all those things. Okay, so that's my main. I think that was very crucial because some people did ask whether it works or not. So right now, we can't give you a list of all the countries. We will send you that link, and when that link is live, you can test it out whether it works. But it will still be done in a way that not everyone can follow the link. It's only for people who will be in phase 2. Anyway, all of this might be a bit too much information. So when we get to that point, we will again clarify this. We'll make sure, maybe we'll do another call, right, Prateek? Like we'll go over it to show them how it works. Okay. So yeah, for now, please don't try to start doing any quests on zkEVM or any other platform. It's not going to count towards this. Okay. Now, I believe if that was everything, Prateek, could you remind me if I missed anything from the agenda?
No, I think we've covered everything. Yep.
All right. So I will go through questions then. All right. There's the first message is, can I post a question here? Of course you can. And just post. You just did. Oh, I like the next message. That is awesome. You need to add some more.
Also, yeah, feel free to, like, if someone wants to speak, I mean, we can invite them for a few seconds.
Yeah, we can invite that. But certain rules.
Yeah.
This is a public call. So we're not going to talk about tokens and all those things. You want to talk about phase 2 and questions like that. I believe you can send a request. I'm checking here. Allow requests from everyone. Okay, there we go. I knew that was not turned on. All right. So you can request, but you will be kicked down if you try to create any chaos. So please be careful. All right. Let me meanwhile go through questions. Yep, it is being recorded. Somebody asked if the session is being recorded. Yes, it is being recorded. We will try to put in a caption as well. I hope the correct bot does its job. It has done it a few times. Are you hiring moderators? We do have hiring positions. I think it's been come up many times. It's simple. Go to careers.powerloom.io. Maybe Akshay can drop in a link there, and we can do that. Oh, I have the first request. Mike. I think Mike is one of our snapshotters. Yes. Okay, Mike, I'm going to invite you on stage. Okay, Pratik has already dropped the link for jobs, so you can apply from there. I know there was an issue with the remote job thing. We have fixed it for one of the positions, which is the community moderators. Some other positions are country specific for a reason, but the community moderator, Pratik, I actually removed it last night. After a call, we realized some people were not able to do it. And if you're unable to apply, you can also email careers@powerloom.io. We will go through that as well, but the better way is to click through them. Hey, Mike. Welcome to
Hi, can you hear me?
Yes, we can hear you.
Great. I'm trying to activate my camera, but somehow I don't have
Don't worry about
permissions.
it.
Discord, I don't know.
Yeah.
Well, nice to meet you all.
Yeah, nice to meet you as well.
Right.
Glad to have one of us snapshotters itself on the call. I think we were addressing one of your questions on the ticket. That's why I'm like, in my head, it's like I have these names, which when I wake up, I go through all your tickets. Okay.
Yes, I'm with you on the ticket there. Thank you for your help so far. Well, first of all, I want to congratulate you for what you're doing. I mean, I think it's great, and you have like a vast technical knowledge that I like. I mean, most of the stuff that you talk about, I don't understand them.
We'll try to dumb it down a little more. Sorry.
Yeah, but what I want to say is that I'm happy that you selected me as a snapshotter, and I'm happy that I managed to start the node. From what I see, is the only technical problem that I have is that I don't appear on the website there, but I sometimes appear. I mean, when I started it, for the first like 10-20 minutes, I appear at every block, but after that it disappears and doesn't.
I think in your case, there's something weird happening, because I know on the simulation testnet it is much harder, but on the main testnet it shouldn't happen. Yours is one of the 1 or 2 cases that we are seeing that. But yeah, we'll definitely work with you on it and resolve that.
Great.
I think now we will get technical. Me and you are getting technical, so other people must be like, "What are these guys talking about?"
Yeah, no problem. And I'm happy to participate in
I'm glad
phase 2
you're able
also.
to participate. Yeah, that is, I think, a key for us. And we, like, if you guys have also seen our snapshotters, we didn't really kick anyone just because certain things didn't happen. We've been like, there's this concept, like, this is a concept that I always believe in, is it's called empathy, right? If we all start being like AI and we start putting bots around it, and then no one's gonna enjoy it. So there's, like, trust me, I think every one of your messages and everything is read by all of us, and that's why you see responses from the core team each time when
thank you.
an issue, and there'll be more members. As you can see, there's more new members already joining. Okay, awesome.
Yeah, that's all. I just want to say hi and meet you all, and good luck going forward with all the partnerships and all everything.
Thank you so much for coming. You're the first person who has come on our community stage. So awesome.
Great, thank you.
Yeah, thank you. Bye. All right. Do I have any more requests? No, I don't have any more requests right now. Okay. Where is the We are getting snapshots of selected chain. I don't know what you mean, but for phase two, you're just doing on-chain tasks. So when you do on-chain tasks, Powerloom protocol is able to get that data and verify that the task has been completed. And the way once the snapshotters also participate with us, we reach consensus that a certain task was done, and we give you points for that and all those things. But don't worry about it. We are using a third-party platform, Merkle, to make sure that it's a bit easier for end users. You would not have to be worrying about it. We will make sure it's super simple to get that done. Okay. All right. So I'm going to go through some more questions. Where is the team based? India. A lot of us have Indian origins, but the team is pretty spread out. Like for example, Anumit is based in India. Akshay is currently not based in India at the moment, as he's talking to us from. Shantanu is, Pratik and I are based in Canada, which is also very random. Like, it's not like it was more out of a coincidence. And we have more people that we're talking to. So yeah, it's a global team. We also have some members in Dubai who are helping. They usually don't come on these calls. There's a lot of people on the back end helping us out as well. So yeah, we have a team all over the place. But yeah, if you meant Indian as in Indian origin, yes, some of us do have Indian origins. Okay, I filled the. I think these ones have gone through. Hiring moderators. Then do we have a recording? Yes, we are already recording.
Gaurang has requested to
Perfect.
speak.
Let me to speak. Hey, Gaurav. Have some background noise from you though. It's gonna be a challenge.
Oh, is it? My bad,
Yeah.
my bad. Sorry. Yeah, I'm audible clearly?
Yeah, we can hear you.
You are audible.
Awesome. Super excited for what Powerloom has been building, right? I'm a non-technical guy, so it takes me time to understand, but super excited to be a snapshotter. Thank you for letting me in. Right, looking forward for what's coming in with the product itself and whole building what you guys are doing. Right. Thank you, Pratik, as well for introducing me to Powerloom. Right. Yeah, looking forward.
Yeah, awesome. Nice to have you here as well. I know you're currently in our as a snapshotter as well. So yeah, looking forward to getting you out there. I know it can be a little challenging to do that, as you must have realized. As a non-technical person, it is definitely much harder to be a snapshotter. But give it your best shot. And if you're unable to, it's okay. There's no we don't force people to do certain things, and that's also why we came up with phase two for that reason, right? So that and it is open to everybody. Doesn't matter whether you were a snapshotter or not. So yeah, awesome. Thanks for coming on the stage, Gaurang.
Thank you. Thank you.
Yeah.
Looking forward.
Okay. Do you have the question is Nepal included? I believe people from Nepal should be able to participate. If you were able to access that website and register, usually that means that you are able to take part in this. So it shouldn't be a problem. I can't make a promise. We will see when we send that link over. Okay. Then some next question is, do we have to based in US for any of the jobs? So it is spread out. You'll notice a lot of our roles are remote friendly, but I think we have some new roles that came out which are North America based for a specific reason. But other than that, we are still open to anybody. Like I said, try to apply. And if you're unable to apply on that link, then you can always send an email. So it will basically be careers at Powerloom. I'm just not going to write the whole email because there are bots as well, unfortunately, who are just trying to scrape this. Hopefully not much on Discord, but it's just a very old habit of internet. You never give your email out publicly, I guess, but it's okay. This is our our careers email, so it's totally fine. So you can always send an email there, and that should be fine. Next question. I have two Gmail, one I use for Coinlist, one to create an account, one I use for Powerloom. Doesn't affect continue with the account. We will have to figure out how to do your KYC. There are some ways that CoinList can do this for you. They can let you switch the emails if necessary. But if it does come to a point, we will probably come up with a system where you can ask for a one-time switch. This is only once phase 2 completes, right? We're not going to be able to do that right now. Please keep in mind there's so many people and there's no guarantee, but we will make sure. Don't worry about it, that just because you use a different email, that's completely understandable, because I think it does happen that people use a different email for CoinList. So I believe some of the snapshotters also had this, and we took care of it. But they were only 50. This is going to be 5,000. So it's going to be tricky. So. And how about doing a private technical video call with snapshotters? Yeah, we actually have done one, Mike, but we will do another one. If you see the snapshot announcements, we did one call only with snapshotters. We did a walkthrough of how to set up nodes. So yeah, we'll do another. I think Anumit also did a technical call that was not really for snapshotters per se, but that was more about how the protocol works. So we did that, but we'll definitely do one for snapshotters. I think there'll be new people joining in, so happy to do that. Cool. I think that is it. I don't see any other questions unless I missed something. I just wanted to thank you everyone for coming on to the call. I hope we were able to address all of these things. I know not everyone was able to join the call. There's only 50, 60 people at the moment. So we will add the audio recording of this, and that will go live probably on YouTube, just like last. I'll be uploaded on YouTube, and we'll link that in announcement sometime later today. So for the people who are joining in later, they can probably do that. So that was it. Thanks everyone, and yeah, next steps is just be patient till the 13th, and we will announce things. But we are, as you can see, we'll be announcing all these partners as well. So please do support them. When you see those tweets, we would really. I'm not a person who forces people that, hey, go and follow us, or like, we never ask for that. But we would really appreciate if you can do that. Doesn't take much effort to go on Twitter and to do that. It helps spread the word for us, because the more people there are, the better it is. The team gets very motivated. As you can tell, like, we're up at different times of the day to help you all. And when we see more of information, so there we go. Pratik's dropped in a link of the quick stop announcement that we did yesterday. So yeah, awesome, cool. I don't see any more requests, so I will just end this call in 10 seconds and close the chat in maybe 2 minutes, so that you guys can still say things on the chat. Okay, Anumit, sorry, I didn't give you a chance to speak. If you want to say something, I'll mute myself.
I mean, I don't really have anything specific to say, except for the fact that those who are participating in the pre-task simulation network and the testnet network, please do pull the latest code and run it, because we pushed a few fixes. We heard you that your submissions were getting stuck. So far, except for, I think, one participant, we have had pretty much everyone having a success with having their nodes running smoothly, right? But yeah, we will keep obviously checking for your bug reports and issue reports. But I'm hoping that the latest pushes will fix all these issues, right? And we are already on to phase 2, as you can see, right? So the scaling challenges that are on to us, we will try to make sure that your experience gets better and better, and we'll try to introduce more and more data markets. I think Swaroop addressed this in his tweets as well. So yeah, that's as of for now from me, and let's hope that we get to catch up on some technical calls further, and snapshot a specific call for it. That's where I would be able to give you more specific updates. Yeah.
Awesome. Thank you so much, Anumit and Akshay, for getting all that done over the weekend. I just want to do a special shout out to another new team member, because I see him in the audience now, Sagar.
Oh, yeah.
If you see all these cool videos and the new designs that have been coming out, it's all thanks to him. So please give a big shout out to Sagar, who's in the audience, and he'll be doing more of these for you guys with whatever you have requests. He's super quick when he comes up with it. Just don't tag him, please. Just say which of our announcements and are as like the images, whether they were photos or videos that you liked, the animation. So that way we know what to work on. Okay, awesome. Thanks so much. I think I think Shantanu itself got Me6 moderated our own person. I'm very surprised. Isn't Shantanu on the core team? Huh.
We will check.
Yeah, I'll have to go check why that happened. Look, this is why moderation rules apply to everyone. Okay, awesome. All right, I think it's time to end the call. Thank you so much everyone for joining. We'll keep you guys posted. Please watch out for announcements. Thanks. Have a good day, night, or if you're already in the middle of the night, please go to sleep. Okay, bye-bye.
All right. Bye. If let's do this.